guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kami. If you're new here, I am a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and I sell clothing, shoes, accessories, and a little bit of hard goods. And today I want to show you guys what sold for me in the last week. So today we're going to be going over my sales from May 8th through the 14th. They are definitely a little bit less than the first week of May, but still pretty strong. And I had some sales of items that I've had for a really long time. So my average profit and average sale per item was a little bit lower this week, but I got some older items out of my inventory and I can move in newer items. All right, so to start us off on May 8th, I sold two items. The first was this Suzanne Beatro blue tie-dye dress. I sold it for $13. My cost of goods was $0. I can't remember if I got this from a garage sale, like pickup, what was left after the garage sale, or if my friend Tammy, who's a local reseller close to me, gave it to me. One of those, but my cost of goods was $0. And so my profit was $10.05. And when I talk about profit, I'm taking out any platform fees, so any Poshmark fees that they take, any shipping discounts, and my cost of goods. And so the profit on this was $10.05, and it sold in 103 days. Then I sold this Speedo black one-piece swimsuit. It sold for $11. My cost of goods was only $1 at my local Salvation Army, and so my profit ended up being $7.05. It did take a little bit of time to sell. It took 116 days, but it is summer now, so obviously, you know, it's the season for it. May 9th, I sold four items. First was this pair of new Columbia Fossil Trail shorts. They sold for $18. My cost of goods was $0. This was in a box of stuff that my husband's coworker gave to me. She knows that I sell on Poshmark, and she had some stuff when she was moving that she wanted to get rid of, so she gave it to me. And so my profit was $14.40, and these only took 51 days to sell. They were a little bit of an older style. I think they were from before 2018, I think, probably closer to 2010, but they did sell pretty well, I think, because they were new with tags, and they were a bit of a more modest style. They were kind of a Bermuda length of pair of shorts. Then I sold this Victoria's Secret black lace bra slip. It had structured bra cups, and it was a very lacy type slip. It sold for $12. My cost of goods was 70 cents at the bins. My profit was $8.35, and I did let it go for a little bit less because I'd had it for so long. I still have a few of the slips that I got this same day in my closet, but this took 243 days to sell. Then I sold this White House Black Market black and white floral sleeveless top. It sold for $10. My cost of goods was $0. I believe I got this from a local pickup on Nextdoor. So a lady was moving and she gave me some items for free, a few times actually. And so my profit was $7.05, and it took 99 days to sell. The last thing I sold on the 9th was this Zella red workout top. It was a short sleeve top, very basic. It sold for $10. My cost of goods was only $1 at a Kansas City thrift store we went to. And so my profit ended up being $6.05, which I still thought was pretty good for a very basic top, and it sold in 101 days. Then May 10th, I sold three items. First was this Columbia long sleeve blue PFG, which is performance fishing gear top. It sold for $13. My cost of goods was 63 cents at the bins. It did have a little bit of pilling, and I tried to get it off, but some of it was still there, so that's why I took a little bit less of an offer on it. And so my profit was $9.42, and it took 147 days to sell. Then I sold this J. Crew pair of tan Bermuda shorts. They sold for $12. My cost of goods was $1.35, and it was a little bit higher because I got this in a Goodwill blue box that I tried. It was like a mystery box, and it was a 10-item box for $10, and I think I paid $3 for shipping, but I ended up not listing everything in that box, so that's why it cost a little bit more. But my profit was $7.70 after everything, and it took 124 days to sell. And I also sold on the 10th this Torrid. It was a new skirt. It was a black button-up chalice skirt, I think is what they called it. It was a midi length, super cute. It was like, I think a size 4, so a good plus size. It sold for $20. My cost of goods was $0. This was an item that I picked up at that garage sale pickup, leftover pickup. And so my profit was $16, and it only took 47 days to sell, so a really quick flip. May 11th, I only sold 2 items, but the first one was this J. Jill black floral tie top. It kind of had a knot tie at the bottom. Really cute. I don't know why it didn't sell sooner, but this has got to be the longest I've sold an item. I have items that I've picked up from before that, so once those sell, that will definitely beat the record. But this ended up finally selling for $11. My cost of goods was $5.35 at a Goodwill, but I just wanted it gone. My profit ended up being $2.70. So as Becky Park says, that's French fry money. And it took 360 days to sell, so 5 days short of an entire year. So I was happy to see it go. I made a little bit of money, and I made my money back. So that was a good sale for me. And on the 11th, I also sold this a pair of American Eagle wide leg pants. They were like a paper bag waist houndstooth print pair of pants. I sold them for $21 with a $1.50 shipping discount. I only paid $1 at a local consignment store clearance, and my profit ended up being $14.30, and it sold the same day that I listed it. So I think this was a really cute style. If I'm not mistaken, it was from like 2019, which is why I chose to sell it myself versus taking to Plato's Closet, which I do have a video that's going to be coming up here in the next couple of weeks of me taking some stuff to Plato's. I did a video like that before, and I'll link it somewhere up here, but I'm excited to try that again from stuff that I've gotten from the bins and some older inventory that's not moving. May 12th, I sold 4 items. First was this Fresh Produce pink button-up top. I had heard this brand before, and I picked it up at the bins, and I wanted to try it out. It did okay. It sold for $15. My cost of goods was only 78 cents at the bins, so my profit was $11.22. It did take a little bit of time to sell. It took 117 days. I don't know that I'd be picking this brand up again, but yeah, I thought for buying it at the bins cheap, might as well try it out. Next, I sold this New Tags Orvis Lilac quarter zip pullover. I got this at a Goodwill, and I thought it was so cute, but it did take some time to sell. So it sold for $25. My cost of goods was $4.99 at Goodwill. So my profit was $15.01, and it took 142 days to sell, but I was happy to see it go. I did relist it, I think 2 or 3 times, and that last time finally someone picked it up. I also sold this pair of Sam Edelman Gabby sandals. Now, this is also goes to show you that relisting is really important, because I had these down to, I want to say $9 or $10, and no one wanted them. I relisted them multiple times, but the last time I relisted it, they ended up selling for $18, which was my like asking price. And so it was a full price buy. And my cost of goods were only $2.31 at a garage sale. So my profit ended up being $12.09, but it did take 163 days to sell. But if you relist your items, they have a better chance of being bought after that 90 days, especially on Poshmark, because after 90 days is when Poshmark thinks that when you copy and relist an item, it shows up as a new item. If you do it before the 90 days, yes, you do like get all new likers and all of that, but it doesn't actually, to Poshmark's eyes, like bump it up in the system, because it doesn't see it as a new listing. And the last thing that I sold on the 12th was this ASOS black long sleeve dress. It sold for $19. My cost of goods was $3.75 at a Goodwill. So my profit was $11.45, and it took 115 days to sell. May 13th, I sold 2 items, but this first item I was so happy to see go. It was this 11sies, which is an Anthropologie brand orange trench coat. This was like one of the first Anthropologie things that I have ever found, and so I was really brand blind. I didn't look up comps, and I should have. So I relisted this so many times. So it sold for $20 with a $1.50 shipping discount. My cost of goods were a little bit high at my Goodwill. The jackets are $7.99. And so my profit ended up being $6.51. So I did sell it, made my money back and some profit, but it took 145 days to sell. And I really should have done my research on it before I picked it up. But I'm getting better at that. Definitely, as I am now over a year reselling on Poshmark. I'm trying to do more research before I pick things up. Even at the bins, even though I'm getting it really cheap, I want to make sure that my investment, no matter how inexpensive, is worth it. The other thing that I sold on the 13th was this logo by Lori Goldstein black sleeveless cardigan. It sold for $17. My cost of goods was $2.99 at Goodwill. So my profit was $10.61, and it sold in 58 days. I've been doing really good with Lori Goldstein items. I like to pick it up if it's a substantial enough piece or it has a really nice style. Then finally on the 14th, the last day that I'm going to show you sales in this video, was actually my busiest day for this week. I sold 6 items in total. First was this a pair of vintage like toddler mouse butt overalls is what I called them. You can see in a picture here, but on the chest of them they had little cartoon mouse butts on it. It was so cute. They had clothes on and just like little mice people. It sold for $10. My cost of goods was 65 cents at the bins, and so my profit was $6.40, and it took 184 days to sell. Then I sold this Threads for Thought blue cactus little boy's shirt. It sold for $8. My cost of goods was 65 cents at the bin, so my profit ended up being $4.40. So definitely not like a lot of profit, but for a kids item, and I was trying to test out a few different brands, I'm okay with that. It took 169 days to sell. I also sold this Assets by Spanx compression cami, or like little undergarment tank top. It sold for $11. My cost of goods was 96 cents at a garage sale, and so my profit was $7.09, and it took 24 days to sell, so a pretty quick flip. Now the Assets by Spanx is of course like a line of theirs, and it doesn't do as well as the normal like Spanx items. So if you see Spanx, be on the lookout for that. I do sell the Assets items, but they tend to sell for less. Then I sold this Torrid black and purple camp, which is the name of it from Torrid, plaid button-up shirt. It sold for $15. My cost of goods was 86 cents at the Goodwill bins. And so my profit ended up being $11.14, and it took 104 days to sell. As you know, just like Veronica from YouTube, I'll link her channel down below. Her and I have like very similar brands that we sell, but we both have Torrid as like one of our number one brands, like bread and butter brands. So shout out Veronica. I love selling Torrid. It sells really well for me, and I can find it a lot in my area. Then I sold this Livy black skirt. It sold for $10. Livy is the active line wear of Lane Bryant. My cost of goods was $0. This was also part of that garage sale leftover pickup, and my profit ended up being $7.05, and it sold in 53 days. And then the last item that I sold on the 14th was this Torrid black and pink floral cold shoulder top. I sold it for $16. My cost of goods was 65 cents at the bins, and so my profit ended up being $12.15, and it took 178 days to sell. So in total, I sold 23 items this last week. My gross sales, which means exactly what they paid for without taking out any fees or cost of goods, was $337. And so my average sales per item was $14.65, which was a really good price, like sales price. That's about where it normally is for me. However, my net profit was a little bit lower because, as you can see, some of the older items I paid up for because I was new at reselling, and I sold quite a few of those. Or I just, had lower price sales this week. So my net profit was $220.19, and my average profit per item was $9.57. So this last week, definitely, I had good amount of sales, but that average net profit was definitely a lot lower than I was expecting. But May has still been really good to me. I'm excited to show you what is selling this current week, next week. And so if you do want to check back and watch that video when it posts, as well as the Plato's Closet taking things in video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification. That way you're notified whenever I do post those videos. And I enjoy having you guys here so much. It means a lot to me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video.